It often begins with a warning no organization wants to receive: suspicious activity traced back to their environment. For sophisticated China-Nexus adversaries, this is the opening move in campaigns that stretch on through persistence, exploitation, and quiet data theft. These operations are not fast or opportunistic. They are patient, methodical, and layered. Persistence built on persistence, old flaws left exposed, and sensitive data siphoned out under the radar. What is China doing that is just making them so successful against our organizations?
Chinese Nexus state actors, one, are well-trained, they're highly funded, and for the most part, they're very sophisticated. And unfortunately, a lot of organizations are still dealing with technical debt, years and years of technical debt, from mergers and acquisitions, from years of maybe bad IT practices, ebbs and flows of budgets, etc. And so there is opportunity for very sophisticated actors like Chinese Nexus state actors to take advantage of that technical debt, unpatched systems, vulnerabilities, internet exposed systems, to be able to get into those environments and then easily move laterally and perhaps perform their actions on objectives.
What are they doing in terms of gaining the foothold into those organizations?
I think the path of least resistance really these days tends to be edge point vulnerabilities. We're seeing in those edge point devices, also in internet-facing servers that may be unpatched, publicly exposed, and are an easy, low-hanging fruit for a sophisticated adversary, even a non-sophisticated adversary perhaps, to exploit. Once they have that initial access into the environment, they're going to try to maintain persistence in some way. Chinese Nexus state actors are very fond of web shells. Web shells are pieces of code that provide different functionality. A lot of sort of off-the-shelf web shells do file download and upload, some sort of reconnaissance perhaps in the environment, and allow the threat actor to enumerate the host that they're on, as well as beyond that into the network to understand where they might move next.
And from there, smash and grab type deal, low and slow, what are we looking at?
So when we think about Chinese Nexus state actors particularly, their target is really about low and slow. They want to be there for the long haul. They're looking for information gathering, and really the goal of most Chinese Nexus state actors is around intellectual property theft, espionage. They want to embed themselves, hide themselves in plain sight, and make sure that organizations that really aren't looking very hard don't need to look hard.
What kinds of data staging, data exfiltration techniques should we be on the lookout for?
Really, we're looking for things that hide in plain sight. Most organizations are using tools to compress files, etc., file collection on certain servers, and then moving things out in a natural way, in a normal network way that other organizations are doing as well, via HTTP or through web traffic is a really general way that Chinese Nexus state actors will exfiltrate data from the network.
Have we seen them develop custom malware, or have we seen them live off the land, or a combination of both?
I would say a combination of both. I think if they don't need to use a more sophisticated tactic, then they're going to put that in their back pocket and save it for another day. But we have seen both. We have seen highly customized malware, highly customized remote access tools. But if they don't need to use that, they're going to live off the land. They're going to use legitimate credentials. They're going to hide in plain sight.
How are we responding to these attacks?
We do a very thorough and methodical investigation. So first we want to go in and understand what the attack path of the threat actor was, so that we're able to then contain any of the systems that are impacted, any accounts that were compromised, sessions, tokens, certificates. As a comparison to an e-crime actor, where we're looking at sort of that smash and grab mentality, and the containment is very immediate, tactical. The containment plan for a Chinese Nexus state actor is going to be much more methodical. We want to make sure that we understand all of the pivot points and make sure that there's not a place where they're going to be able to hide it in the network. For Chinese Nexus state actors, they may know your network better than you do.
And what are we bringing in our tool set to respond to these investigations?
The first thing we do to bring to the table is the Falcon platform. We want to make sure that we've got good visibility in every place in the network from the endpoint perspective. We're also looking at bringing in Falcon Identity so that we can look at what accounts are doing, where they're coming in from, how they're being used, whether they're being used in an unusual way, how a particular account may be able to get to administrative privilege, for instance. We also want to look at things like Falcon Shield that allows us to look at SaaS applications, how they're being used, where they're being used from. And probably one of my other favorite tools is Falcon Surface. What systems are exposed to the internet? What services are exposed to the internet that maybe we don't know about? We need to understand what your patch status is. What are the vulnerabilities in your environment? But not only that, where those vulnerabilities are.
What else can organizations do proactively in terms of services to ensure the tactics that we've seen from China are at minimal risk to those organizations?
I think items like technical risk assessments, looking at both the surface of your environment from an external perspective so that you can shut those down and make sure that they are remediated before an attack happens. You never want to have that after the fact. Security maturity assessments to look at your security program, make sure you're looking at all the right things and that you're growing in a way that is composite of your environment.
All right, fantastic. Shelly, thank you so much, and continue to fight the good fight. Thank you, Shelly.